Hello, everyone. Wow, it's nice to be here again. Hello, Pelumi. How was your day today?
I'm fine, fine, fine. Thank you.
Oh, hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. If you are here, can you send your favorite emojis so that I can know you are present? It is another section for a lot and lot of knowledge and a lot and lot of client acquisition skills. So if you are ready, can I see your favorite emojis, please? So, Pelumi, what do you think of today's section? How will it be today? I am super excited. What about you?
Okay, so really, I'm super excited about it, especially the fact that you'll be able to get a lot of feedbacks of how yesterday was helpful. And to me, really, genuinely, I really think today is going to be more superb than yesterday. So I feel like I'm excited and I look forward to how much value people are going to get today. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. It gets better as the day go on. Even tomorrow's one will be super more productive than today. So
Yeah.
basically, as we wait for people to join, I will just go to the group, send more messages, and then you can take up in the next 3 minutes. If you are just joining us, please can you send your favorite emoji so that we can know that you are present with us. Hello everyone. So if you are just joining us, can I see your favorite emojis? We are going to get started in the next 1 minute. Pelumi will be taking this section and I'm so super excited to hear from her. So if you are just joining, please can I see your favorite emojis? Okay, so Pelumi, you can get started as we wait for other people to join us.
Okay, welcome everybody. It's such a delight to have everybody here. And like I said, I look forward to what we're going to be gaining today. And I hope that some of you were able to go through the assessment document. I've gotten feedbacks of people got high up now. Somebody reached out to me today, and now she's seeing the need to take a corporate course on what she's identifying as. I mean, and that is the purpose of it. I'm so glad that that was able to achieve its purpose. So thank you for coming around, and I hope you did your task, the one Tonia gave you, of making some bit of research about your ideal audience, and I hope you were able to tweak one or two things there. Yesterday was like the foundation. So today, like I promised you yesterday, we are going to be looking at few things. I mean, three things majorly. So I wanted to review yesterday's stacks. So if you have anything to say about yesterday, can you please drop it in the comment section? Maybe something that was helpful for you. Maybe after you checked the assessment, maybe something was helpful for you there, or you had a question, something was not clear. You can just drop it now, so I could just quickly attend to it in just few minutes. And if there's none, we're just going to move ahead. If there's anything about the tax, maybe when you were doing the tax, you met some roadblocks and you wanted clarity, or you want clarity, you can quickly give you that. Now, don't forget that your participation is important and it's going to be rewarded. So, if you did any of those tasks, please identify in the comment section. If you went through the skill assessment document, you did it, or maybe you did the task that Tonya gave you, just identify in the comment section. I did this tax, I did that tax. Please identify in the comment section. Let's see those who did their tax and those who did not. So nobody did tax, though I know some people gave me feedback that they did. Maybe they are not here yet. I might just proceed, and I will take that as nobody here presently did that tax. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to wait for 30 seconds more. If you did any of those tasks, identify that you did those tasks. Okay, 30 seconds over. Thank you. So that part, you can see the day to outline. These are the things we want to achieve today. So I'm going to move on into this very, very important part, and I would want you to give me your attention. I mean, this class might look free, or might think it's free. Of course, maybe it's free access. However, it's not free because you have to pay. You pay time, you pay attention, as we are doing to on our hand. So please pay rapt attention as we go ahead here. So then I want to take you through how do you recognize your ideal client amidst the crowd using HiCP. And what do I mean? Yesterday I described what leads mean. That leads could be a lot of people. However, qualified leads are just some people out of that crowd. How do you then, when you are in the crowd, when you're in on social media, Facebook has billions of people using it, Instagram has billions, TikTok, name any platform. They have billions and millions of users on them. How do you recognize your client when you see them? Because sometimes your client is just right beside you and you do not know. So you are passing out on money, or you are sleeping on money, and you're letting it go, and you're like, I don't have clients, I don't have leads, but they are right beside you. So after this, my goal is that after now, if you do whatever I say, you should be able to, oh my God, sorry about that. I need to close the WhatsApp here. Oh yeah. So that you will be able to recognize your client wherever, maybe you meet them in a physical event, you meet them online, you'll be able to say, oh, this person is my lead. This person is this person is a qualified lead. Okay, so after this is my intention, that you can now recognize more, so that when you are scrolling through YouTube, you're scrolling through any social media platform out there, and you see somebody, you can identify that person as your target audience or your ideal client, because we are talking about client here. So let's move on now. I hope you're still with your jotter and pen today, and you'll be trapping down this knowledge. Okay, so these are the steps I would love you to take to identify your ideal client. I really will be breaking this down as simple as I can. This is also, you hear something, they call it customer persona, or you hear customer avatar. Some people call it client avatar. Some people call it client persona. Some people call it ICP, ideal client profile. Everything is only trying to tell you that you should have something that describes who your client is. That's all. Avatar persona is just a figurative representation of who your ideal client should be. So after creating this profile, it's like yesterday when I was reading Tonia's profile. If I read it enough for you, you should be able to see Tonia somewhere else another day. I said, oh, that's Tonia. Because I have described and written out her profile, what I can identify with her, what she does, who she is, how she talks, what she thinks. This is what you need to write out about your ideal client. And you're like, how am I going to know that? You're talking about millions of people or hundreds of people. How am I going to know that? So we're going to delve into that. So there are questions you need to ask. I must tell you this, the first time I heard about persona, avatar, ICP, it was all over my head. And, I just felt like I had to get a nab of everything immediately. But the truth is, you might not. So take it one step at a time. That's why I decided to cut all the fluff and just tell you the base major thing. So it means that this is not 100% of all you need to do about ICP. But it means this is what you need to start with. This is the most important thing you need to know to be able to identify your client. Over time, once you start growing more, you start adding a lot of more things to your ideal client's profile. So the first thing now that you need to know and understand is not even your client first. It's not your client first. The first thing you need to know and understand is your product or that service you are rendering. You see that skill you said you have, you're a content writer, and you call yourself, okay, I'm a content writer. That's your service. I write content for people. I'm a copywriter. I'm a graphic designer. That service or that product, if it's a physical product, is the first thing you need to know. Why? Because that is what the clients are looking for. What exactly will you be looking for a client for if you're not offering any solution, either in product or in service or anything? So the first thing you should know is about your product. Ogilvy, I don't know if you know him, maybe copywriters would know him, would spend time, a lot of time, if he wants to write anything marketing for people, spend time understanding the product, because once you understand the product very well, you will be able to better understand the client. In the product, you can see how the client thinks. Why would anybody want to buy this product? Helps you to understand how the client is thinking. They must have the need that the solution is lying in this service or product before they can become your client, right? So the first thing you want to do is understand some of you don't even understand your product well enough. Some of you don't understand your service well enough. You just know, I write content. What does writing content do for people who need it? Do you know what problem does my product or service solve? You must ask yourself this question. What I tell people in my trainings or maybe mentorship or anything is write about 15 things sequentially. I told you about somebody that sent a testimonial about her getting this and all of these are the things I tell you to do. 15. The reason I say 15 list is by the time you keep writing, sometimes if I say write one or two, you write the first things that come to your head. But when I say write up to 15, you keep racking your brain and racking your brain. What problems does my product or service solve? If you're a content writer, you are not just writing because, okay, you just want to write. You might be writing to help the person put out a personality and a brand out there on social media. Your product, your service might be to be able to convert website visitors into clients. What does that do? If you think about that well, you can see that bottom line is when they become customers, that your client begins to generate more revenue. It means your product is capable of generating revenue. But sometimes the only thing you think about is I write for people, and they convert their clients, they convert their website visitors into clients, and that's all you think about. But the more you're able to write every basic things down, it helps to give a personality about the person. My service help people to explain their product better. My service does this. As a graphic designer, what does your service do? So think about it and list it out. The second thing you want to ask yourself is, what makes my product or service different? Why would anybody come for me? Why would anybody come for me? Why would anybody feel like, okay, so these are things you have to write, and I'm going to tell you the reason why this is important. So you have to be able to see, what is that thing that makes your service different? Is it your level of experience? Is it how you handle the project? Is it your attention to details about the project? Is it the extra bonuses that comes with the project and all of that? Write these things down. If you do this, then I'm going to tell you eventually how this thing evolve into you being able to recognize your ideal client. Another question you want to ask, which is important, is what feeling comes with this solution that my service or product deliver? What feeling, what emotion accompanies it? Imagine, sorry, I'm using content writer. Maybe I should use which other, I don't know. Please just drop your let me see. Okay, maybe you are a social media marketer and you run ads. When you run ads and people get results, maybe they are looking for leads, or maybe they want brand awareness, or maybe they want followers, or maybe whatever, and they get that result, what feelings come with it? You see people send you testimonials like, oh my god, you just made my day. We just had about 2,000 followers just because of the ad that you run. I felt really glad, I felt really happy. That there's an emotion that comes with it. For maybe it's sales ad you are trying to run and the person makes sales and there is money, and the person feels happy that okay, now my business is booming, my business is my business is becoming better, revenue is becoming better. That is there's a feeling that comes with whatever service or product that you deliver. What feeling comes when you buy that Zara jacket? What feeling comes with it? Why do people go for Zara instead of going for H&M? Why do people go for Figure instead of? There is a feeling that accompanies product. And when you are able to nab that, these are things you will eventually be able to use to convert your leads. So these points are very, very important. So if you're able to come together with meaningful thoughts and meaningful things about what your product delivers, the feeling that comes with it, you'll be able to understand better who your ideal client is, how they think. Okay. So all this helps you to even communicate your value rightly. Imagine when you know all these things, you will be able to communicate rightly. I remember when I had to close a client, it was an IT care product we had to close for a client. And the first thing I did was to understand what will this solution we are providing be doing for this business? What would it be doing for the CEO who we want to go and render this service for? If we eventually get this result, how would it feel? Okay, I will tell you about further research that you will do for that, but these are the things I wrote down. You know, even if I want to run ad for people, I go through this thing. If I want to write a sales content, I go through the same route. I don't just jump and start writing content or jump to start setting up your ads. Because if you understand this thing, you're going to get results. Because these are the people you want to eventually go and talk with. So I'm going to move on now. And the second thing you want to do is understand your potential client. Write about your potential. Now you've written about your product or your service. These are the things you understand about it. Now you want to write about your potential client. If you are following me, can you type I'm following? I'm following in the comment section. Can you type I'm following? Let me see if I'm not alone. Please. If you are following, type I'm following. I'm following Faith, following Sylvia, Shoaib, Aisha, Jennifer is following. So I'm not alone. Thank you. So now the second thing you want to understand, this is this is important. The first is also very important, is this question of who. I know you've heard this a lot of time, but I really want to put it in perspective for you. Write about who your potential client. Write it. Don't think about it. The first thing I said, don't say, okay, these are the things, okay, and it doesn't work like that. Write it. When I say write, please write it. I have a lot of books here filled. I write. I call the product owner. If I want to write an ad for you or doing, I call the product owner, I interview them, I interrogate them. I'm looking for things about the client, because if you nab it, you can speak to them rightly, and your work can entice them to come to get what they really need from you and not your competitor. So let's move ahead. Write this down about your potential client. Now that you know the product, what then will be the problem and the pain of my potential client? I am. I don't want to use copyright and add specialist again. Please, if you have any other specialty here, drop it for me. Um, maybe I'm an SEO content writer. I mean, that's a derivative of content writing too. I'm an SEO. The pain and the problem of my potential client is likely to be that they are not ranking on Google. If you want to search for anything, most likely you're going to go to Google and type how to do this and do this, and then you get search results, right? People pop up on your Google. Many times the reason why people pop up on Google is because they have good content that has been optimized for the keyword that you went to search for. So some people have websites and then it's not ranking. When people search for things that relate to them, they don't find them. So they are probably going through that problem of how can people find me? How can I be found on Google? How can people know that I am here? My business is here, but nobody knows me. That could be their problem. Okay, so what is your problem and pain? Write them down. Write 15, write 20. Write until you get to a place where your brain says it's okay. Okay, write as many as you can think. And I'm going to show you how I get my own resources, the things I use, some of the tools I use to be able to get this information. But think first. You also buy things. What do you think about before you go buy things? Hmm? What do you think about when I got when I got to relocate and then the weather was so harsh on me? The first thing that I had to do was to go and get winter clothes. The problem was that I could not cope with the weather, right? I needed to go and get winter clothes. So there's a problem there. There's a problem if the weather is not something I could take in. The weather is something that could be adverse to my health, and I decided to get something that could help me. So you understand the problem and the pain. So write them down. What is their problem and their pain? And the second thing I would tell you to do is write what is the core thing that they want. You know, a lot of you, you know your clients, you know their problems, but they even have a lot of problems and you don't know the core thing that they want. And that core thing that they want is what is going to get them to come to you. Let me make a travel agent like I wrote here for an example. You're a travel agent. The truth is, you see, intending travelers are your clients, right? People that intend to travel, maybe students that just graduated from school, people that want to change location, or you just find out who your client are, and then you are like, okay, so what's the core thing they want? But problems and pains that they might be facing is maybe they've been applying to school, maybe they want to go via study route, and they've been applying. You can see there's some people that write statement of purpose for people. I don't know if you know that there are people that write CV for people. What they are trying to do is to have the right document that could get them the admission they are looking for. So writing SOPs, writing CVs are one like part of their problems. Getting visa, getting interview dates is part of their problem. But the core thing that they want is how to relocate. I mean, the core thing that they want is to get to their destination, is to get to, maybe they want to go to the UK, or they want to go to um Canada, or they want to go to anywhere, maybe USA, anywhere. But the main thing that they want is to get to USA. Though there are problems along the way, there are other things that they are facing. So you want to write SOP for them, you want to write CV, those are their problems, little problems. That is the same way it is with your client. They have multiples of problems, but there is something that they want. It is to get to USA. So if I decide to write to that my ideal audience, and I decide to write about that core one that they want, they will look at me before looking at you who decide to focus on SOP alone. But SOP is part of their problem, yes. And that's why I'm telling you to ask this very question. What is the core thing? What is the bottom line of what they want? That person who is hiring you to get SEO content from you, what do you think is the core thing that they want? It's revenue generation, because once they become visible, more people come to you. Can think it's only visibility they want. They want visibility, but behind that visibility, they want people to come and get their services and give them money. It's revenue. I'm not saying don't focus on all the problems you've mentioned, at least the problems and the pains, which are things that you need. However, know the core thing that they want. All right. Another thing is what they aspire to achieve. Tonya mentioned this yesterday. What are they aspiring to achieve? What do they seek and feel? I'm going to use this my client also as an example. When I started researching about him, I got this lead from Google. It was cold outreach. I use cold outreach. I use cold calls. So that's why yesterday I was saying that I think I should have had some experience that some of you are probably having. Cold call can be hard. You are calling somebody you don't know. And I had to call like top companies to talk to them. Like, we have something to offer and all of that. And so when I started to research, I got my leads from Google directly. And I did not just get the leads and start calling them. For each lead that I got, and I'm talking of hundreds and hundreds of leads, for each lead that I got, I went to their website one after the other. I went to their website, looked out for things. After I've highlighted all these, what is their problem, what is their pain. But then for each person, there's something sometimes that identifies them. But the answer to all these questions helped me to be able to sort the leads I got. Okay, these are the kind of people. Even when I was searching for the lead, it was the information I'd given myself that, okay, it is people that are doing this kind of thing that our ideal target audience. That was why I was able to search for those kind of people. So I went to their website, and there was I started putting out cold calls to them, and not everybody will say, oh yes, we are okay with this. I had to start writing scripts, because if you cannot convince them, maybe 3 seconds into the call, you're gone. If you've done cold calls, So I had to start writing scripts. It is this same information I used to start writing scripts. Know what to put ahead. And it is still this their problem and pain that you put. It's not that you now spell it out. You have this problem. No, that's not how you're going to do it. But these were all the things that gave me the right information that I used. Yeah. So then going forward, I was able to go to website, and when these people gave audience and were like, okay, let's meet. What did I do next? I went back to the website, checked the CEO, checked his LinkedIn, went to his LinkedIn, looked at his activities, I saw some interviews he had granted. I started to know him better. I could see that, okay, this is the part where their business is lacking. This is what we can do. And I got all of those information. By the time I was meeting with him, that was the basics of our conversation. I was able to start the conversation easily. Like, not based on, I want to help you, I want to take your money. No. But because I already knew who they are, what they want, how they want to feel, how they will feel after I've given them the solution, what they aspire to achieve, I was able to interact well. And the man was like, oh, you read about the interview I did? I was like, yes, I saw this, I saw that. And his ears were opened. He felt like human was communicating with him. In short, we closed the deal. And the man just knew me for maybe 1 or 2 days. But I was able to establish some trust. I'm still going to talk about maybe some of that along the way. But I'm just telling you that these are the little things you do to be able to identify, recognize, and be able to close your leads. All right. So some of the tools I use, for example, let me say, for example, you're a website designer, and then or maybe you want to write the content for people that owns a website. So, and you want to find out about how they think, what is their problem, and you probably don't know so much. For example, I can go to YouTube. I don't know if to share you're going to see my screen now. Let me try and share this. Okay, let me share this. So let me go to YouTube. I can decide to go to YouTube and then search for, can you see my screen? Please, can you see this screen I'm showing you? If you can see it, type I can see it. Oh, yes, we can. Great. I can go there and then type websites. That's the keyword. I want to write to those, okay. I can say how to make profitable websites. Okay, so you can see a lot of videos. Why am I here? Because I know that the people I want to write for have probably been to YouTube to check out these videos, looking for how to make their website generate revenue for them. Because I have already done my high CP, I've already written about them, I've already, know how they think and what their problem is. I know that most of them could have been on places like this. So I'm searching for keywords of places they've been online. What do? I've seen that 11 ways to make money with your website, and I want to write to these same people. I just go to this video, and then I'm going to look for me, I look for video that have good views. Yeah, because I believe if it has good views, you can go through as many as you want. I believe if it has good views because it's really valuable. Then I go to their comment section. Then I begin to read people's comments. You begin to see questions. If somebody is asking a question, it's because it's disturbing them. Okay, it's because
Start today with GoDaddy.
um,
If you can dream it, you
it's because it's disturbing them. It's because they need clarity. It's because you can see this person says, "Could you please make a YouTube on how to create?" No, this is might not be related at this point. How do we integrate blah 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 into our theme? You will see questions. Yeah, these are, I'm just making an example, and I won't want to be spending so much time. If you go through it, I go through maybe up to 10, 15 videos. You're going to see a lot of other videos with it. And you're going to see people start asking questions. You can see this. I've added blah blah blah. I've added one which is my blog. So probably people have issues with writing blogs. You're going to be able to have these things are going to be able to help you to know how your clients think. So come to YouTube, go to relatable videos there, check their comment section. If you know like high profile people that speak on that topic you are trying to know the people there, go to them. Maybe you know their names, just go to their channels, check most of their videos, the highly watched ones, or even ones that are not highly watched. Just check the topics that are related, check the comment section. You're going to find your high CP there. I go to places like Reddit. You must have heard that before, I guess. You can see this is Reddit. You can log in, you can create your account. However, I can come to Reddit and search for whichever keyword I'm looking at. I can type websites. I can type websites revenue. Sorry. I can type website revenue. What do people do here? Most times you can see people ask questions. These are places where people ask questions. What does it mean when people are asking questions? It means something is disturbing them, the problems they are having. Once you're able to nab on these problems, you're able to understand how most of people that you are trying to write to, I'm talking as maybe an SEO content writer now, most of the problems that they are facing. So these are places where you come to know your client. Another place I go to is Amazon.com. What am I looking for? You're like, what are you looking for in all of these places? I'm looking for my decline. I'm not joking when I say on any of my projects, I go through all this stress. I don't know if I should call it stress anyway. But it's so when you know it is easier. Writing is not the biggest problem. I used to say that. Writing, maybe writing art or writing content, if you're a content, is not the biggest. Even if you want to create design, I used to design. Even if I want to create design, I research. There's nothing as beautiful as you researching and understanding what you're doing. I go to Amazon, I go under their books, I go to look for books related website revenue books or website. I could just write website books. It will bring me, it will use that keyword to search for it for me. You can see your website sucks. People that have bought this must be that they are interested. So if this is what I'm interested in, then my ideal audience are here. I can obviously see how they think. So just going to click on the review, go to maybe 5 star, go to 1 star, go everywhere and start reading and reading and reading about them. These are places that I visit to be able to understand my ideal client. So these are really, really practical steps you should take and you can take to know your clients. I'm just going to resume. Okay, so I'm going to resume this. Okay, so Quora is also an example. You can just go to Quora. They ask questions. A lot of people ask questions there. These are places to know your ideal client. And so what happens when you know them? The essence of this is so that when you see your maybe you're on LinkedIn, your Facebook, you're on TikTok, and you see after you've done this, it will be very, for me, when I'm on LinkedIn, if I see your profile, I know if you are my target audience, if you are my potential client or not. I know already and it's because I have done all these things. So you are able to know who to reach out to. You are not reaching out to people that after you've spent 1 hour to them, they are you eventually just get to know that there's nothing you can do together. So these things are important. So when you see your ideal in the comment section, you can see your ideal clients in comment sections of people. And when you see them in the comment section, somebody is asking about, I wish I like other specialties can come to my head. Okay, somebody simply talk about voiceover. Depends on, voiceover. Who needs voiceover? Maybe people that create videos that does not want their faces to show, or probably I don't know, except if you explain to me in details what the service is about. But it still all boils down to the same thing. It's still the same thing. It's still the same way you go about it. So when you see people in the comment section, somebody is asking a type of question, your ears are open like, oh my, this is my ideal this is my potential client, because you know the kind of questions they can ask, the things that is disturbing them, the things that are pain. I wanted to say something, but something that is a pain to them. Okay. So when you see their headlines, when you visit their website, there were people when I was doing all these cold outreaches that when I saw their headline, I mean their website, I just knew that okay, these people are not people we are looking for. I could have wasted time to take their contact and start reaching out to them. That's a waste of time. But all of those things helped me. You see, some people they go to maybe NYC or places where people drop their emails, and they pack thousands of emails and start sending message to them. People are not even interested in what you are doing. You start sending mail to them. What for? It's a waste of time. It's a waste of resources. And people that do that is because they just they can just spam people, and eventually people hate you because they're not interested in what you are doing. Okay, so this is important. The detailed information that you have. If you meet somebody in an event and the person just gets talking to you and they just mention something, you're like, oh, really? You need that service? And you start engaging. The kind of conversation you have is the information you have fed yourself with about your ideal clients. Okay, I should rush now. So when you know all these things, let me tell you this, it becomes very easier for you to write content to them, your social media content, add content and all of that. It becomes very easy for you to communicate value. Like I was making an example, it was easy for me to communicate value. It was easy for me to make examples to that my client that okay, we had a client last month and this was the same thing that happened to them. It was easy for me to communicate my expertise. It was easy for me because I already knew them. I already know the things sorry. I already know the things that would interest them. It gives you confidence to now have to employ the strategy of outreach. You already see somebody, you already saw their headline, you know that this person is maybe your service is to product based owners or maybe to CEOs or founders of tech startup. Immediately you see that profile, you go to their website, you know that oh, this person in my service. You already scan through maybe their Instagram page, their website, you could already see something that you could improve on. It gives you confidence to reach out to them. You know how to start a conversation with them because you have proper understanding. You won't be those people that will say, hey, hello there, I'm a content writer and I write for people and blah blah. Reach out to me if you need my help. Who will reach out to you, please? Sorry, but that's even a bad approach. But it helps you to know how to start the conversation because now you know how to relate with them better. It helps you to be able to close. I can tell you for free, this helps you to close your client better. It has helped me a lot of times to close my client, either on phone, either on call, either on chat, either physically. It has helped me better because I can understand how they think. I can handle their objections. For many times, even before I meet a client, I already know and have ideas of what their objections will be because it's usually similar. Their fears are usually similar. What they're objecting to, their doubts are usually similar. You can have peculiarity sometimes, but it really helps you have a knack of that. And I'll quickly say this to you before I move on. How do you then identify leads that are ready to pay? How do you know? I've told you the things to create, how you can now start identify people on that social media platform that you are. And you, like Tonya said, you won't be attracting your competitors and you say, oh, I think this person will be you're a content writer, another content writer because you just a content writer because you've not done your ICP, you just feel that content writer is your ideal customer. How? Except maybe they want to learn from you, like, but a content writer would probably not need the service of a content writer to write for them again. But if you've done this, it will help you. So how can you identify leads that are ready to pay or that qualified leads, something that we call qualified leads? This is a very interesting part. Are you following me? And are you getting value? Please type in the comment section. Are you following? Are you getting any value at all? Drop it in the comments. This part is important. How do you identify leads that are ready to pay? And This is just a way to see how do you identify qualified leads. You have leads. Just somebody said, let me give you 3,000 emails, and you just grab it. I don't do all those kind of grabbing. If I want to put my energy anywhere, I want to put it in the right place. These people have potential to pay. Of course, there is something in marketing called, please type, if you are getting value, type you are getting value or you're with me. Okay, somebody say, please talk about data analyst. Okay, like I said, it's all still, the same. What is the solution you are offering? Companies want their data efficiently processed because data helps them to be able to make data-driven decisions which move their company forward. The reason why anybody will employ you as a data analyst is because they know that data has much value, and if it is rightly analyzed and compiled together, they can make. It's because of data that companies like Google could begin to roll out different products. You see Google Docs today, Google Form tomorrow, Google Classroom, is because maybe according to data they were able to see that, if we do this, people will need it. So any company that is looking for that is probably looking for expansion, looking to grow, so you're already knowing the reasons, the solution these are things you can use in interviews. Don't only feel like it's for freelancers. So when you know that the reason why anybody will need me as a data analyst is because they need efficient data. They need their data rightly compiled, rightly analyzed, rightly visualized, and all of that. So these are things that if you follow this pattern, it will still bet results. I'm a social media marketer, I'm a lead generator, but I've not only coached people that are doing the same thing I did and they're still getting the same results. I have done this for people that are selling physical products. I've done it for people that are selling digital, and it works. So it works no matter what you are doing. So let me quickly go through this. How do you identify leads that are qualified? Or how do you say somebody is qualified? So don't just say somebody is ready to give you thousands of leads. You just go run to them and collect it. And then you eventually start crying. Nobody's buying from you, blah, blah, blah. But just know this first of all, is if you are generating leads, not all of them will convert immediately. That's another story of teaching you about cold, warm, hot. I hope if some of people might know it, but I'm not going into all of that. So, but how do you qualify your leads? So here is one thing. Because you've created your ICP, your profile, you've understood your product, it is easier for you now to be able to know who would be a qualified lead. Because if I really have a website that is not ranking, and I have that problem, if I'm scrolling through Facebook, I'm scrolling through Instagram, and I see somebody put out a video and the person is saying, I was able to help a business that was ranking number 1001 to rank second on Google just by doing this thing. Will you listen? You listen because the person has just touched on your sore, that pain point that you have. So how to recognize those leads that are qualified is by giving out something that is a solution to that pain that you have discovered. I'm going to let out this to you. Most of my clients, this is what we do. And there was a client that we did this to for too. They don't know me. Oh, fine. I have the expertise. I have done this for business. I've gotten result. But who you help? Like some people don't know you. They don't trust you yet. So what did I do? I told them, okay, so we are going to be coming to train your staffs for free on digital marketing. You have nothing to lose. I just want to train your staffs. And if the staffs are well trained, I'm not just saying I want to train your staff. I link up what I want to do to their page. So if your staffs are well trained, they can begin to put you how to help you to be more visible, because I could see their SEO was really bad, to help you to be more visible, to be found. And I can see that you are one of the bigger people that do this kind of business here. So I can really see that when I was searching for you, you were not ranking at all and blah, blah. And I said all of that. You don't say it in a way that makes them feel like they've not been doing anything all their life anyway. That's a part. So, but because I was able to put that forward, they're like, okay, no problem. And after the training, the CEO was there. The CEO even attended the training. And after all of that, it was like, wow, I really love blah, blah. Funny enough, I didn't even know somebody had done that for them. And, I don't know how the person performed, but it was just like, we just want to go with you. We're just going to do this with you. So can you come and just do more training for us, blah, 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 and all of that. But what did I put forward? I put forward a solution to what their pain was. So how to that's and they said, oh yes, come over. Immediately they said, oh yes, come over. It means they're accepting what you have to offer. It means their potential client that will pay. It means they are qualified. If there are people that does not need you, or maybe they are not even a business, they don't have business, and you are talking about, I want to teach your staff, I don't understand, I don't need that. You get what I'm trying to say? So when you push out something that is going to benefit them or that's going to solve their problem and they accept it, it is a very, very sane thing for you to think that they are potentially going to pay you for that service. So this is a bit. I'm just going to explain that lead magnet stuff small like that. They will show interest in your lead magnet. So you need, after creating your ICP, create a lead magnet. Lead magnet could be anything, like what gives them value in relation to that their problem that you have found out. Okay, so you are an SEO specialist and what you do is help people rank. And you've already done your ICP and now you just quickly saw somebody, you saw their headlines, oh, this is my potential client. How do you position it? Do you just tell them that go and visit my profile? Okay, so go and visit my portfolio. Of course, people care about your portfolio, but this person is busy and now you tell the person is go and visit my portfolio. What else? So you can offer something. You can decide that, okay, I visited your website and it was such a great one. I love this. Just mention the things you love about it. I love what you're doing out there. I love what your business is all about. However, I feel like if you could have better backlinks on your product, blah, blah, blah. Or you could tell them that I actually am offering about 3 companies free website audits this week. If you would love to have this opportunity, kindly reach out to me. Free audits. You're not going to there's nothing I'm standing to lose. So what if this person is actually a professional who could help me to audit and begin to find problems that my website is having? You've already seen the problem and you came to them to offer audit. If they say okay, or if they say okay, you can go ahead, okay, let's have a talk. Okay, you already know this person have interest. So the interest is the first thing that qualifies your lead. I should round up now. So that's the first thing that qualifies your lead. And then you begin to now use all the things that you've learned, that you can see that that's the foundation. If you don't get that part, if eventually they get on a call with you, you will fuck up or you won't even know what to say. All right, so that is it. And then you're able to know. So some people, your lead magnet could be that just do something for them. Something that helps them to see further that you are credible, that you can be trusted, that you know what you are doing. If you really know what you're doing, and that's why yesterday I said, let's do skill assessment. So if you really still need some skill upgrade, that could be the first thing you want to face. If what you need to do is to get a portfolio, that could be another thing you need to face. So now showing interest, and you see they want to understand your solution. Some people just see you on LinkedIn, for example, or Facebook, and they just see your profile or your page, and then they message you, wanting to understand more about what you do. It is something that attracted them in the first place. They are your potential leads. They are qualified. These are people you can start engaging in conversations. And so people who ask further questions about your delivery, okay, can I get more clarity about how you do? What's your process like? They are beginning to question you about those things. They are interested. If you are not interested in football, you won't sit around it. I can easily sell things related to football to people that I met in a football house. The first thing that pulled them there is because they're interested in football. I can easily sell to them because something pulled them. It could be your lead magnet, something that pulls people to know that, okay, so if I say, for example, I want to show you, maybe I have a lead magnet and I tell you that I want to show you how I was able to get a 1 to 25% return on ad spend in the ad I ran for my client last, and you click on that to want to know more, then you're a potential client because it means that you're interested in running ads. It means you probably ran ad before and it failed. It's a lot of things I just revolve around Facebook, and somebody that is not interested in Facebook, I will not click it. They wouldn't bother. So this thing shows you that this person is your potential lead. Another thing is they express their desire in the kind of, and they start expressing to you their desire and the kind of solution. When I met with this man, when I started conversing with him in the right way, he started to open up, I've been bothered about this, I've been bothered about that. People don't know us, because I was able to, put myself out there first and talk to him about certain things that I have seen. I did my research on him well enough, and then he started opening up. You would not open up to me if you are not interested. He started opening up about his pain, started opening up about the fact that for years this has been happening. Though we are doing well in this area, but he started opening up. I already know that okay, good. This person, so I can continue this conversation this way. I can take this route, I can take that route. So these are the things you see. There are people that their kind of conversations with you are different. They ask you further questions, they want to know further things. These are the ways to identify leads that will pay you or that might pay you. But don't forget, don't go and start crying that all the leads are generated, they're not talking. Not everybody will pay. Like I said yesterday, I was able to generate about 300% ROI from one ad I ran. It was not a day's thing, it was over a period of time. And that's when you understand the meaning of lead nurturing. That one is another story. But this really, I believe, if you do it, would help you. And then this is just how to attract ready to pay clients. I already mentioned it. Have a lead magnet. I made an example here. For example, a website designer can decide to create I can decide to tell you that, okay, I'm going to create the home page of your website just for you to see what I do. If you're satisfied with it, you can continue with me. If you're not satisfied with me, then I go. The person has nothing to lose. Okay, go ahead and create it. And then you create and impress them, and they're like, wow, I really love you to finish up my website. Have you gotten a client? Yes. But you already put something forward that they cannot refuse from you first. So you create a lead magnet around that core thing. Remember when I said at the beginning, that core thing that they want. Okay, I'm a website, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to make your website rank in 30 days. However, blah, blah, maybe you're going to offer something for free. Find something, all right? As a baker, you can decide to make mini chips, very small. There are some businesses that they just make something very small, just very small. That is when you taste that small, you start looking for the big one. That's a lead magnet. Anybody who does not like that will not come for the big one. So that's a lead magnet. I mentioned, for example, the other time, an SEO specialist, you can create a free audit on a potential client on a potential client. So it's important. These are ways to start attracting your leads. Of course, I know you've heard me say I've generated 1,000 leads in a few days, blah, blah. You're like, is this how I will start picking people one by one and start generating leads? Depending on the route, like I said, if you want to generate faster leads, you can go via the advertisement route. When I was even doing cold organic leads too, I will sit down with it and be generating a lot of leads, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And imagine having to call and reach out. And because I know they are high ticket clients, I can't just reach out to them anyhow. So, and I know that if I close one sale, if I close one client, it's in maybe 6 figures, 7 figures. So I already know that, okay, this is going to be so it's worth it, is worth the attention, is worth the stress that I want to go through. So these are the things I decided to share with you today. And I believe that if you do them, first, you'll be able to recognize your client. Another, you'll be able to know them, know how to converse with them. Take your time. There are days I've done my ICP for days. Take your time, think about it. You say, find them. I ask people questions. If I know you are my potential, I'll just ask, what do you think about these things? The way they think, they will tell you. Write it down. You see my book with field. Don't feel lazy about it. People that are getting results, the only difference is because they are doing something you are not doing. And I've exposed to you part of the things that they are doing that you probably have not been doing. Please, this is important. Whatever I'm going to tell you tomorrow, Precious is going to tell you tomorrow, Dorcas is going to tell you, are going to be hinged on this thing. Dorcas is going to be telling us about how to create content to attract these people. Why do you think you want to create content when you don't know them? Okay, so thank you so much. If you got value from this session, and you'd let me know before I bring on Dorcas to come and share so much insight and value towards about content. Content is king, like they say. Content is an asset. Hey, content, I've told you how to do outreach now, outbound. You can reach out to people. But now she's going to be telling us about creating content which can generate you inbound leads. It means people can see your content and come to you themselves that, please, Sylvia, I need what you are doing. Please, Daniel, I need, this is things that can generate you leads that will come to you. I've generated that leads that they come to you themselves that I want what you are doing. So Thank you. Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you, Sylvia. All right. So I'm going to be bringing on board. Okay, so this is a question now. Where can you find your local? See me, see typographical error everywhere. I'm sorry. Where can you find your local and international leads? Where you're going to know tomorrow. You're going to be knowing that tomorrow and a lot of other things. You have no idea a lot of things. Precious is going to be sharing with you tomorrow. Well, let's move ahead with today. Welcome with me, Dorcas. Dorcas is a really, really great person. I mean, I'm super appreciative to her for all her support and in co-hosting this program. It meant so much to me. Help me to thank Dorcas, please. Dorcas is well branded. She has branded herself so great. She's known to be joy. You can see her smile, so captivating, so warm. It just makes you feel relaxed. So you just have to feel relaxed in this class. So, hey. So she's very approachable. She's an SEO content writer and she's well versed in crafting appealing. You can check out on LinkedIn. You know what I'm saying? This one is not typing people. She craft appealing, engaging, and head-turning content to attract ideal audience. Yeah, and she finds pleasure in helping people craft, converting content, as well as teach others the same. Okay, she has over 3 years of experience in helping people to turn their websites into money generating machines, into turning website visitors even into ideal into clients, and even into leads rather, and then into clients. So she's going to be telling us how are you supposed to craft that kind of content that your ideal customer will see and be like, hey, I'm working with Dockers. No, no, no. I'm working with Dockers. I'm discarding my present employee. Sorry, I'm not saying you should go and chase someone else's employee, but like they really want you. Help me to put that clap emoji, fire emoji, everything, and bring Dorcas on board. Dorcas, thank you for being here, and I look forward to the value you are going to be sharing with us. Can we welcome Dorcas now?
Oh, thank you so much, Pelumi. I really learned a lot from your section. I was glued to my screen. Like, I could not even leave my laptop because of what you were sharing. So thank you so, so much, Pelumi, for that insightful section. Thank you, everyone. I'm seeing your welcoming spirit. I'm so happy. I feel loved. And we will go straight to the section. Thank you a lot, Gabriel, Samuel, Jennifer, Nifemi, Blessed. Thank you so much. So I will want you to do something for me quickly. I'm going to present my screen very, very soon. So if you can see my screen, just let me know. Okay. So I don't know. Can you see my screen? If you can see my screen, can you just say, oh, yes, I can see your screen?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you so, so much. So hello, everyone. Welcome to this section. And I will be sharing about content creation for digital space. In other words, how to get leads using content. Okay. Whatever your skills are, whether if you can hear me before I proceed, if you can hear me clearly, can I also know? Because I won't like it if network is messing up or if you people cannot hear me. So if you can hear me, can you just kindly let me know that, oh, I can hear you, Dorcas, I can hear you, Dorcas. It will really be appreciated.
Oh yeah, they can hear. There's a lot of
Okay, great, great. Now let me just continue. Just like I've said, I'm going to be sharing on how to get leads using content. One of the things you have to know as any service provider is that you have a whole lot to do online, right? I always say it as a joke with my friends and with my close clients that everybody should be a copywriter in one way or the other. Why? Because the world is a global village right now, and for you to get more leads and more clients for your service, you must be able to push out lead magnetic content on different social media. So today I'm going to teach you on how you can create content to attract leads for your service. No matter whether you are a UX designer, you are a content writer, you are a voiceover artist, whoever you are, I'm going to be showing you how you are going to do that. So now this is our table of content. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to tell you why content is important. I'm going to tell you some things you have to know before you create content, during content creation, after content creation, and then there'll be a free content and portfolio audit for 5 lucky people, right? So I will want you to wait till the end of the section. Also, if you are in the group, you can submit any link to any social post content you've made so that you can be one of the lucky people I'm going to review their content. Okay, you can do that on the WhatsApp group, but then don't be distracted, right? Moving on, if this is the first time you are seeing me, hello, my name is Dorcas Famovio, right? I like calling myself the content marketing bestie or the LinkedIn growth bestie. Why? Because I am good at two things. Number one, I'm good at creating SEO optimized content, especially blog posts that drives your business to the right eyes and ears. In other words, your target audience 90% of the time, okay? And also, I help you grow on LinkedIn. So whether you want to get more followers, more clients, more engagement, more leads, I am the right person for it. And why do I say so, right? You can see on the screen that these are some of the examples of leads that I've gotten directly from my content, okay? These are just some, and I'm just going to read two out, okay? Somebody said, hello, Dorcas. I find your profile very interesting. I am a business coach and currently seeking clients for my coaching courses. Right now, I am building my brand presence to gain more visibility and also work on my website, which should be ready soon. Right? Someone else said, hi Dorcas, your hook got me. So I posted one of my content on LinkedIn that day and I got this message from a founder. And he said, can we have a virtual meeting? I am setting up a team for my web development business and I would like to see how we can collaborate. Google Meet works fine for me, right? So this is one of the reasons I am rest assured that I can teach you about generating leads from your content because I have done it countless times, right? So if you are ready for this section, let's dive into it. However, before I start the section, I would just want to say one. In as much as I know you have a lot of knowledge on content creation, everything, I want you to keep an open mind to the things I am about to teach because you're going to see it from a new perspective, you're going to learn new information and so much more. Okay, so if you are excited for us to start this section, can I see some emojis, please? Can I see emojis that you're ready? Okay, great. Pelumi, I can see you. Can I see more emojis?
Yeah, I'm super, super ready.
Yeah, thank you, Pelumi. Great, great, great. Thank you so much. Now let's go into it. Why content is important for lead generation. Now, I know some of you know this, but there are some service providers, maybe UX designers, voiceover artists, and they're like, oh my God, creating content is not my strongest point. So why should I create content to get more leads? So I'm just going to tell you 5 reasons why content is important for lead generation. Number one, information is passed through content. Here is the thing: the WhatsApp status you posted today on your WhatsApp or maybe on TikTok or anywhere was actually content, right? In fact, even the communication you make to your friend, the gist, the talk, the everything is content. It is just spoken content. That's why you don't see it as, oh, that's content, but it's because it is spoken content. In other words, any communications you're trying to make, any conviction, any persuasion is through content. So if you want to get more leads and more clients for your business through your content, you have to do it through creative and effective content, right? Another thing you need to know is that you use content to build your brand authority. One of the things you have to know is that even if you are the best social media manager in the world, if you are the best UX designer in the world, a lot of people will not patronize you. Why? Because they don't know who you are, right? They don't know who you are. They don't know, oh, okay, who is this person? Just imagine you come to LinkedIn for the first time and the first post you make is about somebody purchasing your masterclass of of 50, of like, let's say 20,000 naira. And then people see your post and like, okay, who is this person? I've never seen this person's post on LinkedIn or on X or on TikTok. Who is this person, right? So one of the importance of content creation for getting leads is that it helps you build your brand authority. People know you for what you do. Another reason you should put in mind is that it helps you solve your audience or your target audience pain point, right? Okay, for example, just picture this. You are a UX designer and you are looking for clients that wants to build a website. So which means they are in need of your services. And then your prospect client have been thinking of creating a website, but she doesn't know how to go about it. Now just imagine that you published a post maybe on X or on LinkedIn or on Facebook and you said 5 things you need to know before you create your website. Anybody that sees that or your client that says that will be like, oh wow, this person is talking about me, right? Because you are speaking directly to the audience pain point, right? So that's one of the importance of content. It allows you to address the pain points of your audience or your prospect client so that they can come into your DM. Now, the fourth one is that you use content to nurture your client or your prospect client through marketing funnels. I know most of you have heard about marketing funnels, buyer's journey, awareness stage, buying stage, top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel, a lot of funnels, right? But it is actually true. You use content to nurture your clients from the awareness stage of, oh, knowing that you exist and knowing that, oh, they have this problem, to buying from you. And last thing you have to know, as we are talking about right now, is that you use content to get leads and close deals. Now let's move on. Things to do before content creation on any social media. I want to stress on this because I have seen a whole lot of people come into my DM and say, oh, Dorcas, I don't know why I'm not getting leads through my content. Dorcas, my engagements are low. Dorcas, my comments are low. And then when I ask them some simple questions, I realize that, oh, they just came on X or they came on LinkedIn and they just started posting. Why? Because they did not put all these things I'm about to discuss with you in place. So if you've been posting on any social media platform, maybe LinkedIn, on X or Facebook, and then you realize that you're not getting leads or you're not getting the engagement that you deserve, maybe you don't know these things. So follow me carefully. The first thing you have to understand before creating any content or any social media is to understand your target audience. Okay, I know Pelumi may have talked about it and I'm going to stress about it again. It is nice to post content, it is nice to talk about what you do, but the question you should ask yourself is that, does my ideal client care about what I'm talking about? And the only way you can know that is by understanding your target audience. And these are the 5 ways you can understand your target audience. The first thing you should ask is that, who are they? Like, who are my target audience? Are they CEOs? Are they executives? Are they HR managers? Are they plumbers? Are they nail artists? Who are they? Like, who is my target audience? That's the first question you should ask yourself. If you don't know who your target audience is, I feel like you should pause before posting any content or any social media. The second thing you need to know is that, what do they do? Okay, like, in other words, what is their business all about? Are they nail artists? Okay. Are they software as a service business owners, right? Are they crypto owners? What do they do? What is their specific work? Like, what do they do? Another question you should ask yourself is that, what do they need? In other words, what are their pain points? Like, what do they need? That's the question. What do they need that I can provide a solution to? Okay, so for example, imagine yourself as a voiceover artist, right? One of your clients actually will patronize you because they need professional voiceovers for their business videos, right? That is what they need. Once you understand what do they need and how can I provide a solution to that, that will make it so simple on understanding your target audience. The next thing you should ask, and I really want to dwell on this because I have seen a lot of people making this mistake, but nobody is like, few people try to correct them. And it is, where are they? Where are your target audience spending their most time? It is super important. Yes, I know a lot of people tell us that, oh, your target audience are on all social media, right? They are on all social media. So it's good to be on different social media to market your skills. Good and fine. That is beautiful. But imagine that you are a social media manager, okay? You're a social media manager and your ideal clients are like fashion brands, people that sell clothes, okay? People that sell jewelries, people that sell shoes, and you are on LinkedIn. It is beautiful that you are on LinkedIn because some of your clients or some of your prospect clients will be on LinkedIn. But in the actual fact, most of your prospect clients will either be on Instagram or on TikTok. So you have to understand, where are my target audience? Where can I find them? In as much as, and one of the things you have to know to understand this perfectly is that you have to understand how each social media work. What works on LinkedIn doesn't work on TikTok, okay? What works on TikTok doesn't work on Instagram. So you have to determine and ask yourself, oh, I'm a social media and my target audience are fashion brands. I need to be on Instagram. Yes, LinkedIn is a good place because I still get some of my clients on LinkedIn, but then my presence on Instagram must be strong. Okay. So I hope you are following me. Please, if you're following me, because I don't want to. Okay, great. Thank you, Pelumi. So you have to know where they are. And the last question you should ask yourself when you are understanding your target audience is, why would they choose you? There are a million content writers in the world. Why must it be you? There are a million social media managers in the world. Why must it be you? In other words, what is something different that you are offering to them that another social media manager is not offering to say to them? What is your unique value proposition? Why would they choose you? Like, oh, you're not special, but what makes you special? Okay. Now, the second, okay, this is an example of a user persona or an ICP template you can fill. Thank God Pelumi has explained that. So, in case you need this sample to help you in your journey of discovering your target audience, you can go to the group and just write it after the section that, hello, Dorcas, you can tag me so that I can easily see your message that, oh, I need this user persona or ICP template, and I will send it to the group, okay? The group, please. Thank you. So moving on, the second thing you must understand before posting content or any social media is that you have to understand the social media platform and what works there. Let me use an example, TikTok and LinkedIn. LinkedIn is beautiful for professionalism, educative posts, solving your target audience papers in a professional and formal way. But TikTok is not like that. You cannot go on TikTok and you start saying, oh, 5 things you should do. Like, you start writing long posts. In fact, there's no space for writing posts on TikTok, right? So you have to understand what people love on each social media. What do they love? And for you to determine the social media that is best for you, you must have determined where your target audience is, okay? So don't let us get it mistaken, right? You have to determine, how does this social media work? LinkedIn algorithm is different from TikTok algorithm, okay? The hashtags you use on LinkedIn is different from the hashtags you use on TikTok. Because you are performing well on Facebook doesn't necessarily mean you will perform well on LinkedIn if you don't take time to study the platform, okay? So that's the second thing you have to do before you make any post. Moving on, the third and last thing you have to do before you make any post on social media is to create your content strategy around your business goals. I'm going to stress on this a bit because I see a lot of people making these mistakes. And when they come to me and say, oh, Dorcas, I need your help. And I ask them, oh, what is your content strategy? Somebody may come to me and tell me, oh, Dorcas, I need your help. I'm not getting leads. And then I ask them, what is your content strategy? And then they tell me my content strategy is to post every day, to reply to like 50 comments, to do this and do that. They are beautiful strategies. But there should not be a content strategy if you don't know your business goals. Any content strategy outside your business goal is just a waste of time. Yes, it's going to get you results, but not your desired result. Okay, so any content strategy you want to create, ensure it is around your business goals. Let me make a classic example. Somebody that wants to be adding 1,000 followers per month to his LinkedIn account, his strategy will be different from somebody that is looking for 2 clients per month for his business. It's going to jump on topics like, oh, LinkedIn growth, jump on topics like, oh, things that are trend on LinkedIn, and it's going to get likes and comments, and he will get his followers. And yes, it's achieving his goals. But for you jumping on LinkedIn growth when you are selling, when you are a UX designer, really, it's beautiful and it's nice. It will get you followers, quite all right, but it may not get you the leads that you want. So you have to know the content strategy that is aligned to your business goals. And I used to tell people that come to me, don't have a content strategy until you have what you want to achieve on LinkedIn, on X, on Facebook. If you want to get more leads, you have to look away from the engagement for a while and send out posts that talk about the pain point of those you are trying to get. Okay? Moving on, things to do during content creation. Don't forget, you have to know your target audience, the social media platform you are using, and then your content strategy must be based on your business goals. This is the steps you have to know before creating content. If you have already been creating content and you're not meeting all these things I've talked about, I feel you should take a break, maybe for a day or two, and re-strategize and find out all this information before you start again. Okay? Now, moving on. Things to do during content creation on any social media. Now that you know what to do before content creation, there are a lot of things to do during content creation. Whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on LinkedIn, this thing I'm about to discuss is actually universal to any form of content, whether video content, whether written content. It is universal, especially if your purpose and if your goal is to get leads and clients. Okay. Here are the things your content must have. These are the factors your content must have. I know you've heard about it a lot of times, but I am trying to give an in-depth explanation on each. Excuse me. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is your hook. Now, somebody may ask me, maybe somebody new to LinkedIn may ask me, oh, what is an hook or what is a hook, right? A hook is the first two sentences of your post or on any platform, okay? Even if it's a YouTube video, a hook is the first two or three when the video is starting. Okay, so your hook determines 80% of the open rate of your post. Okay, if your hook is not attractive enough to stop anybody scrolling through LinkedIn or X to stop and read more of your post, then you've lost that potential client. So, in other words, the first two sentences of any post you are making must be able to stop anybody that is scrolling through LinkedIn or any other social platform to stop, press the read more button to read what you are talking about. Okay, I have seen a lot of those mistakes, and in fact, I have made that mistake as well. That's why I can really talk about this. Okay, you have to perfect your hook. Okay, now let me use an example because I like using illustrations because I believe a lot of people understand through relatable examples, and this will also be a little exercise for you so that I can know if you are following me. Okay, now consider a particular post that is talking about how to be financially wiser. Okay, now the first hook for that post is how to be financially wiser in 100 days. And the second hook for that post is how I saved $200 per month without investment. If it was you, will it be the hook one? Will it be the first hook or the second hook? Right? If it's the first hook you will choose, can I see it in the comments? If it is the second hook as well, can I see it in the comments? So hook one or hook two? I'm waiting for you people's comments. Oh, thank you, Pelumi. You said hook two. Beautiful. Oh, Jennifer said hook two. Beautiful. Can I get one more comment? Hook one or hook two for anybody that is following so that we can move forward. Oh, Aisha, you said hook two. Why? Everybody is agreeing to hook two because it is talking directly to the pain point of the reader. For example, you are producing a post on how to become financially wiser, which means the people you are looking forward to read out your post are people that are broke. people that are struggling with their finances, people that okay, they earn a lot, but they don't know how to spend all in like within a month. Okay, so you have to talk directly to their pain point. That's the power of hook. For example, imagine I am bold because I spend so much and I see somebody telling me how to be financially wiser in 100 days. I'll be like, 100 days? Ha, won't I run broke or even lose my job in within 100 days? But imagine somebody tells me he saved $200 per month. Uh-uh. Even if I'm making $1,000 per month, I will have to go to that post and say, "Oh yeah, what are you even saying? Let me hear what you are saying." So your hook is very important. You know, one thing I usually try to do whenever I'm writing content, and I will want to share this tip with you, my secret tip. Oh, so take it serious. One thing I do is that I write my post. I forget about the hook. I just write the post. After writing the post, I write 5 different hooks for that post, and then I choose the best one. Okay, so yes, in as much as a hook can make sense in your mind, try to write 4 more hooks that talks about like that are more attractive as well, and see the best one. Sometimes it's my third or my fourth hook that is usually the banger. I usually think, oh, it's the first hook. But when I start writing and thinking deeper, then I'm like, oh my god, this third hook is really hooking. Okay. Going forward is your content body. Your content body in simple terms is what you write about, right? And I know a lot of you must have heard of this strategy. Write one message for one person, right? And personalize it. So your content body must be valuable. In as much as hook will make people to read more, your content body or the value that you provide will keep them to read till the end. So don't get it wrong. While hook is very beautiful and important and it contributes to 80% of your success rate for your post, your content body keeps them. So which means your content must be value packed. It's not about writing clickbait hooks and then you write something different from your hook, right? And one of the things you can ensure to make sure that oh your content is value packed is ensure you talk about one point in one post for one person. Okay. So for example, let me use the previous example I used, how to be financially wiser. So, for example, in that post, you want to talk about saving and you want to talk about investment. The best thing you should do at that point is to save that investment for another post and talk mainly about saving. In other words, talk about one thing. Also, write to one person, right? When you are writing to one person, it means you have to personalize it so that when I'm reading your post, I will feel like, oh, this person wrote this post for me. Okay, personalize it, make it relatable, make it as if, oh, this person is talking to me. Jasmine Alish on LinkedIn, some people will know him, actually shared a tip for this, and I really use it in my content. He said that whenever he starts his post, he always starts with dear son, write everything, and end with from yours, right? Or love. Okay. So him writing dear son is just him trying to picture one person as if he's writing a letter to his son. And you know, as a father's love, right? When you write a letter to your son, there's always love in it. Okay. So ensure you personalize your content to one person. Moving on, formatting. Oh Lord. I have to visit again because this is a very important point you have to know. Let me share you a secret. A lot of people, in fact, 50% of people do not read your post to the end. It is a harsh truth, but it is the truth. People have low attention span these days. So most people do not have the time to read your post to the end. Now imagine your post is choked up without space and it is so long. It will even discourage people from reading it, even though it is the most valuable post they will see on LinkedIn, on X, or on Facebook that day. Formatting is super important. Keep your sentences short. Ensure there is white space between your sentences. Use bullet points if you have to, but ensure it is scannable. A content that is not scannable will be hard to pass out value. It is as simple as that. In fact, one of the top LinkedIn creators said something. Keep your content or your post on whatever platform you are writing it, whether Facebook or X or LinkedIn, below 1,200 characters. Keep your content below 1,200 characters. And he also said, ensure that your paragraph contain only 2 sentences, maximum 3 sentences. Why? Because it's the truth. Like most people scan content nowadays. So your formatting must be able to give the eye some rest. Use white space in between your paragraph. If it is too long, try to shorten it, okay? In as much as I know, oh, you have a lot of value to share, break it into 2 posts, okay? It is super, super important. I hope you are learning a lot from this section. Moving on is CTA, in other words, call to action. Every single post you make on any social media platform must have a CTA, a call to action. Your target audience will not message you unless you tell them to message you. Your target audience will not repost unless you tell them to repost. Your target audience will not follow you unless you tell them to follow you. Every single post that you make must have a clear and concise call to action. Do you want them to repost? State it clearly. Do you want them to send you a DM? State it clearly. Do you want them to follow you? State it clearly. If you want to get more leads and more clients in your DM, tell them to DM you. You know, some leads that have come to my DM actually said, "Oh my God, I loved your content, right? And I saw," and one of them told me that, "Oh, you asked me to DM you and I obeyed." And I'm like, "Oh, wow, really?" So that's the power of call to action buttons. And ensure that the call to action buttons you are including in a post is similar to the post. Don't talk about how to grow on LinkedIn and then in the call to action button you tell them that, "Oh, say yes to download my website marketing ebook." It doesn't relate, okay? You cannot be talking about a message and you are telling them to perform another action that is outside the message, okay? So you have to ensure that every single post that you publish have a call to action button. If you don't have any call to action button for that particular post, tell them to repost. I feel like that's the most simplest call to action you can actually tell anybody to do. Tell them to repost. I hope you are getting value and I hope I am not talking to myself. Okay, moving on. The next thing you should know or your content must contain is a style or a tone. Okay, in other words, some people call it authenticity, which is understandable. But then let people know your content for a particular feeling that it passes out. For example, I've gotten a lot of people telling me, "Oh my God, you are so jovial." Like through my content, you don't know whether I'm jovial or not. But because of the way I write my content, people tell me and say, "Oh, you are so jovial in your content. Oh, you look relatable." And a lot of people don't know that, oh, I'm an introvert actually. Because if they meet me in real life, they'll be like, "Oh, wow, Dorcas is actually quiet." But when it comes to the online world, everybody thinks I'm jovial. Everybody thinks, "Oh, I'm so jovial, I'm so smiley and everything." Right? Because I told myself before starting LinkedIn, I told myself that I want to make my brand relatable. I want anybody to read my post, be able to like say, "Oh, wow. Oh, okay, I love your post." That's one of the reasons. If you follow me on LinkedIn, you will know that I include fun facts in each of my posts because it's something unique to me. Why? Because I have realized that some people read a post, they don't have really anything to comment about, but then they want something else to relate with. That's why I try as much as possible to include fun facts in my post. At least if you don't learn anything from the post, you shall say something that is relatable to you. Okay, so ensure that you have a unique style or a unique tone. In other words, be authentic. See, one of the things I've realized is that people tend to trust those that are authentic better than those that are just random. Okay, if you want to be formal in your content, maintain that consistency. If you want to be jovial in your content, maintain that consistency. Like I know some LinkedIn creators, I know that, oh, they are really formal, and whenever I'm making my comments, I ensure to keep it formal as well. Right. So going beyond that, we will go to content type. Now, content type is just like knowing the right content that speaks to your lead or your target audience. Okay. For example, imagine you are a personal brand strategist. I don't know if there's any personal brand strategist there. Imagine you are a personal branding expert, right? One of the things I know will work a lot for you is storytelling, right? Storytelling has a way of just embracing people, right? Because most people love stories. Now imagine the story is relatable. One of the things I did on my LinkedIn profile last week was to ensure that every single post I made that last week was starting with something relatable or a story. If you've been following me on LinkedIn for a very long while, you will know that I really write that type of hooks or I really like write relatable stories. I just wanted to try it out and I could see positive results. Okay. So know the content type that works for your lead. Is it straight to point content? Write straight to point content. Is it listicles? Write listicles. Is it how to's? Write how to's. Is it storytelling? Write storytelling. Know the content type that works for your target audience, and you can only know that through understanding your target audience. And the last one I will talk about is image. This is simple and straightforward. Your image can also be your hook. In fact, this is so pronounced on LinkedIn, and I'm specifying it on LinkedIn, right? Because I have seen it work over and over again. I've seen people that will just say, "Oh my God, I love your post, but the reason I'm commenting is because of your smile." And I'm like, oh, I knew, right? Because I was really strategic about all my pictures on LinkedIn. Why? Because your image can also be your hook. There are some people you see posting food images on their posts, not because the food is really related to the post, but because they realize that, oh, if somebody sees an attractive food, everybody will be like, oh, this is food. Oh God, I feel hungry, blah, 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 blah. So ensure you post quality images and ensure that your images are of top quality. If you are following me, please can I just see your comment like, oh wow, like your favorite emoji, I'm following you, anything, can I see it? Oh, thank you, Daniel. Oh, Ebziba, thank you. Daniel Mali, thank you. Pelumi, thank you. Joshua Paul, thank you. Moving on. Things to do after content creation on any social media if you are really passionate about lead generation. Okay. Let me just tell you a quick story. When I started LinkedIn, nobody told me that there's also a strategy after posting. I thought it's just about posting, replying to comments, and just moving on. I didn't know that there was a whole lot that goes into just posting and what you have to do after posting. And I know a lot of people still don't know this. A lot of people think that, oh, it's all about engaging with comments and that's all for the post. But no, 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 it's more than that. If you are really serious about lead generation and getting more clients locally and internationally, then you have to listen to this part of the section I'm about to talk about. And a quick reminder, if you are on the group, I'm going to be offering 3 free content audits, whether on LinkedIn, on X, on Facebook, whatever it is. So please kindly send your link to your profile or your post on the group WhatsApp. And if you are not on the group, maybe you join from an external link, you can also send your links on the YouTube comments, okay? And also, I will be reviewing portfolios, okay? So if you have your portfolio hosted on your website or maybe Google Docs, Google Drive, anything, I can also check it out as well. Moving on, things to do after content creation on any social media. Now, it doesn't end at posting content. You have to still do this afterwards. It's 3 things. It's a lot of processes, but I try to compress it into 3 stages so that it will not take a lot of slides. But I'm going to try to explain it. When you finish posting like your content on any social media, the first thing you have to realize that you have to engage with your comments. I've seen a lot of people coming to me and saying, "Oh, Dorcas, I don't know why my comments are reducing. People are not commenting again." And then I go through their 2 to 3 previous posts and I realize that they only reply to 1 or 2 people and they just run away. And then you're like, okay. One of the things you should realize is that when you post, right, when someone comments on your post, they find it valuable. It's not because, oh, they are less busy, or it's not because, oh, no, it's like they couldn't have commented, right? They did it because they found it valuable and they're trying to show their love. And it will be so, so nice if you two can reciprocate that love, right? Because you don't know who your client is, you don't know who your lead is, and you don't know what one comment can really do to your business. Okay. So one of the things I usually say, and which I also learned from like social media experts, is that ensure you spend 1 hour after your post to reply to comments. Once you see a comment, try to reply to it, be nice, because you never can tell who is actually your prospect client. Okay, so try to dedicate 1 hour after a post to reply to comments. Yes, I do understand that comments can be so many and so overwhelming at times. That's why I said 1 hour. It's not a rule of thumb that you should reply to all comments if you don't have the time, but ensure you spend 1 hour. Okay, now the next thing you should know is prospect marking. I like to call it prospect marking because it just makes sense to me. Prospect marking is when you reply to comments, don't just reply to comments alone. Also look out for those that look like your prospect leads and clients. In as much as leads will send you a DM if you do everything I've explained, there are some clients as well, or there are some prospect clients as well that will not send you a DM. Why? Because that's not who they are. So when you are replying to comments, look for a comment that looks strange, or you see this person like, maybe this is my prospect clients. Check their profile, then execute. Now, there are different ways to execute. The first way you can execute is to enter their DM and say, "Oh my God, I love your comment on my post. Wow, that's so insightful. Can I get to know you more?" That's the way you can execute, right? Because you're not just barging into their DM, you're barging into their DM on a legal basis, okay? Because they commented on your post, you can also send them a message, right? Now, this is for prospect clients that you know can become your long-term clients, right? Another way to execute is to offer something free. One of the things I usually do is that I look out for people that consistently comment on my post, and then I enter their DM and say, "Oh my God, I really loved your post. I said I should say hi to you. How are you doing? Thank you so much for the support on my post." And before you know it, they start talking, we start gisting, and before you know it, I offer them a free content audit. And then I'm like, "Oh, why don't you book for my services? I can manage your LinkedIn account." I've done that twice and it has really worked. Okay. So after prospect marking, ensure you enter their DM on the basis of the comment they drop. In fact, you can elaborate more on the comment, okay? And then you make convo, you make conversations, right? Once you know that that relationship has been nurtured, offer them something free. It doesn't have to be expensive. What I do most of the time is that I just tell them, "Are you posting tomorrow? Oh, you are posting tomorrow. I can help you go through the content you're about to post tomorrow. Then I will help you like audit it and tell you what you can do better." And that's all. Like, it will not even take me 15 minutes of my time. And I will do it. And then they're like, "Oh my God, Dorcas, my post performed well. Oh my God, you told me to use storytelling. It worked." Okay. So you offer them something free. And after the relationship has been nurtured, you come into them and tell them that, "Oh wow, I love your last post, and I feel like you're a very busy person, right? I don't know if you will jump on a 20 minutes call so that we can grow your LinkedIn account, even though you have a busy schedule." And before you know it, they're jumping on my consultation calls, and then we are closing deals. Okay. So you have to mark out those that look like your ID client in your comment section, and also execute by nurturing the relationship. If you've enjoyed everything I've said so far, can I see your lovely comments and emojis in the comment section?
Please let me do Ojoro since I can talk. Sorry to our
Okay,
international friends. I
no
mean,
problem.
I just want to talk my comments instead of typing. I'm really, 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 really blown away. Really, I've gotten too much value. Like, I have to come back
Wow.
and watch this video. I'm not joking. This is so much value for me personally. I mean, I'm blessed. Maybe that's the biggest way to say thank you so much for releasing all of this to us. How much
You're
we are paid
welcome.
now? Bishop, you are with me. People, how much can we pay the cast now? Eh? For all this that you have done. Thank you. This is so insightful. And see, guys, information, like I used to tell people recently, information is not a problem. People are like, people are full of information. People have enough information. Implementation is what is not like what people don't do. Please take actions with these things. If you have to go back and watch, write things down, act on them, act on them, act on them. Okay, let's go ahead though. That's all I want to say.
Okay, thank you so much, Belumi. So, we are going to the free content audit section right now. I know you are super excited. In this section, I'm going to go through at least three people's social media content or posts, right? I can go through maybe 2 to 3 posts you've posted before. Then I'm going to tell you the things you did right, some things you did wrong, and how you can improve your content, right, for lead generation. Also, if you have a portfolio, maybe a website or any form of portfolio, and you're wondering why your portfolio is not like really converting viewers to like lead or client, or maybe client just get uninterested when they view your portfolio, you can also send it to the group. If you are not on the group, as I have said before, send it through this YouTube comment. Okay. So I'm going to go to the group right now. I'm going to share my screen so that I can see how I am going to the group, and then
Please,
we can.
Dorcas, like we said,
Yes.
we are going to
Okay.
reward people that have been participating, and we have a lot of links. So this is time to reward people. So people you are going to choose, please. Part of the criteria were they in yesterday's training. Second, did
Okay.
they do any of the tasks they were given? So maybe those two criteria. So of course we
Okay.
have a lot of this thing, but I know you are going to pick randomly. But for people that you pick, ask them those two questions. And
Okay.
no, you can't even lie because I know. If I know here, I would know. If you know the tax, I would also know. So please let's use that to screen out people. And of course, we really cannot attend to everybody. But really, even if your content was not picked on, once you start auditing and you start mentioning things, you will know what to work on your own, right? So that would really help. So please go ahead. Somebody says I need to find doc. Yes, I
Okay.
need to
Okay. So I'm
Dorcas
going to.
Amori on LinkedIn. Go and find that, please. Yes, I go and follow her. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead.
Okay. So I'm going to share like more of my screen so that you can see the selection process. I've seen Aisha stable on this call since yesterday, and
Okay.
let me just try to
Aisha.
present screen.
That's nice.
Guys, keep your comments in. I may choose 3 to 4 and check out. Hmm. Okay, can you?
Okay, please. Oh, let me bring your it's loading now. You can't see your screen. Okay, yes, you can see it now.
Okay, have you been able? Okay, is this
Yes.
okay? Great. So just okay. Thank you. I'm just going to check through and see. Hmm. So please, I'm picking at random. So it's not as if somebody has messaged me privately and said, please. No, I'm just picking at random. So let's do this. I'm going to pick this Fatima Muridin. One of the criteria, if you are on this call and you are Fatima Muridin, can I see your comment so that I can know that the people I am reviewing their content are actually listening to me?
Yeah, yeah. I guess you mentioned Aisha. I don't know who Aisha is though. But I guess you mentioned one Aisha the other time.
But I want to start with Fatima Muridin. I don't
Okay.
know. Let me try to check. Let me see whether
Fatima.
we see a comment from
Fatima Muideen, were
Ash.
you here yesterday? Fatima is not answering us, so maybe she's not here. You
Oh, she's
can go
not answering. Okay, let's just pick somebody else. I'm seeing Ebziba Gabriel. If you are here, just send a message on the YouTube comment so that I can know I'm reviewing people that are actually watching.
Epsiba, are you here? Drop a comment. Let's so we can move through this quickly.
Yeah,
Epsiba,
because time is not with our side.
am I the one not seeing comments or what? Epsiba, are you
I'm
there?
actually
Oh, I
no,
can't.
Ebziba is not here. So no problem. I'm going to Sufficient Bath. Are you here? Lady Jane, are you here?
Lady Jane, are you here? If you are here, I say you are here. Type in the comment section. Or are people not hearing us? Is something going on?
I feel like something is going on.
Because how can all of you know? She responded,
Oh, somebody responded in the chat. Let me
please,
check.
Oh, Mojirayo responded on the chat. Please respond on YouTube. Oh, we are checking YouTube, but Mojirayo
Okay,
responded.
then I'm going to use the. Okay, good. I'm going to start with Mojirayo. If you want to be next in me checking your content, can I just see comment maybe on the group or on the YouTube? Oh wow, Aisha. First and foremost, you have a beautiful profile picture. Oh my god. You look so good. Okay, so I'm just going to see your last two comments. I'm going to go to the one you posted 2 weeks ago. No, sorry, a week ago. Please, can you see my screen, Pelumi? Can you see my LinkedIn screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Hmm. Okay, beautiful. Aisha, I've just scanned through your content quickly. I love the way you spaced your content. It is really, really nice. And let me start with the hook. First and foremost, must read. Here is why your content is not getting as much engagement as you desire. First and foremost, this is a good hook because if I see this and I'm having low engagement, I'm going to quickly want to read this post. Okay. Now, here is what is happening. I understand how frustrating it can be to invest time in creating beautiful content only to receive minimal engagement or none at all. This is a beautiful sentence because you are trying to water up or you're trying to like whet their appetite by trying to relate to their pain points. Beautiful. This is why it is crucial to optimize your content for each platform, even when posting it across multiple. Okay. Now, here is what you could have done, Mojirayo. In as much as this sentence, this paragraph, this is why it's crucial to optimize your content, is really, really beautiful and it is nice. I believe if you could have how will I say it, remove this paragraph and rephrase it like remove this paragraph and then write here is how I approach it. Why do I say so? You've already whet their appetite by this sentence where you said, I understand how frustrating it can be, okay? You can already relate to their pain points. So they're like, oh, wow, yes, this is a content that is talking about how I feel. The next thing you have to do after eating that pain point is moving on to what can solve their problem as fast as possible. Okay, I don't know if you are following me, right? In as much as this is beautiful and this is nice, but just like I've said before, scanning content, a lot of people scan content. So it is important to go straight to the point as possible. So if you could have removed this paragraph, right, it would have retained some people's attention because I know some other people reading your content would have moved past this to really read what you are saying. Now, here is how I approached it. Facebook, keep it casual and interactive. Hmm. Instagram, visuals are king here. Twitter, keep it short, sweet, and snappy. Now, here is one issue I have. Your hook was like must read. Here is why your content is not getting as much engagement as you deserve. When I read this hook, the first thing I think of is that you are talking about LinkedIn, right? And I know one or two people will also see it this way because you did not specify that, oh, it is across different social medias. Okay. So when somebody now comes here thinking you're talking about LinkedIn and then they see Facebook and I'm like, and they're like, not on Facebook. I thought Aisha would talk to me about LinkedIn. They will just lose interest, like, okay, I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on Instagram, I'm not on Twitter, I only care about LinkedIn, and they will leave your content. So this is an example of a hook that doesn't really define what exactly they are expecting. Just like I've said before, in as much as your hook should be so beautiful and nice, it should also point to what they should expect in the comment, except you are trying out the storytelling format. Okay. So I would have expected that, oh, you will be talking about LinkedIn because if you were not going to talk about LinkedIn, you could have said across different social medias on your hook. Do you understand? But let's just say your hook was perfect. The next thing you could have done is that you could have tried to turn this particular paragraphs like Facebook, Instagram to bullet points. Let me make an example to you. You said Facebook, keep it casual and interactive. Share relatable story, ask questions, engage with your target audience through posts and live videos. Remember, visuals are key. So make your post pop with eye-catching images and videos. Just imagine you've used an arrow and you said Facebook, and you went to another paragraph and you use bullet points or arrows and you say number one, keep it casual and interactive. Number two, share relatable stories. Number three, ask questions. Number four, engage with your audience through posts and live videos. You would have realized that it would have been more scannable. I don't know if you are getting my point, Aisha, because this is like a long paragraph. A lot of people will want to skip it, but just imagine you've turned it into bullet points, maybe using arrows or using the pin emoji, okay? And you could have done this for each social media. By that way, a lot of people will be like, oh my God, oh, these are bullet points I can easily write, easily apply. Okay. So this paragraph made it look so long and made it look so, oh, okay. This may be boring. Okay. But let's say you do that. Let me go to your call to action button. You said, PS, do you believe hashtags still work on Instagram? If so, what's the minimum you should use? I'd really love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Now, Aisha, in as much as I really love your picture and you look so nice, I feel like this call to action is not really concise. Why do I say so? Number one, you talked about different social media. So you should have just generalized it. Why? Because some of the people reading your content may not be on Instagram. Imagine you said something like, PS, which social media do you use best? Let me know in the comment section below. Right? A lot of people would have told you, oh, I'm a LinkedIn fan, oh, I'm a Facebook fan, oh, I'm a X fan. Do you understand? A lot of people would have told you what they love. But now that you're talking about hashtags, imagine somebody that does not even live on Instagram. Maybe the only thing they do on Instagram is to go there and watch reels and come out. And then you ask about hashtags. They'll be like, I'm not even on Instagram. Why should I talk about hashtags? Now you see that you made it a bit complicated. You said, what is the minimum you should use? They don't know about Instagram, Aisha. Okay. So it will be hard to see comment like that. The comments you are going to see are those that are actually maybe commenting generally on your post, or people that are Instagram veterans. Do you understand? Now, found this insightful. We post to help someone. Seeing my post for the first time, follow sorry if I Aisha, let me just use Aisha for more social tips. Okay. I strongly believe that this PSS, it should be PPS, by the way. This PPS should come before this. Why? Because you want your readers to read like the call to action that is most important last. Okay, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So generally, this is a beautiful content which I truly genuinely love, but just like I've said, the hook could have been more optimized to tell me what I would be expecting, that oh, you're talking about various social media, and you could have like list out this, keep it casual and interactive in bullet points. It would have helped a lot. Right, Aisha, I don't know if you are here or if you've learned something. Moving on, let me check my
Sorry,
WhatsApp so
Dorcas.
that I can. Okay,
Before
no
you
problem. I'm
continue,
listening.
hello, can you hear me, Dorcas?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I wanted to also mention, Aisha, using more than 5 hashtags can really reduce your level of reach on LinkedIn. That's just by the way. And we might not be able to take up to 5, we don't even have much time. But I really learned a lot even from this one that she reviewed. So maybe we're going to take one more content. But I don't know if there's any portfolio. If there's no portfolio, okay,
I
somebody
feel
is
like I
asking.
saw a portfolio right now.
Okay, if you saw a portfolio, please let's audit one portfolio and um move on.
Okay.
Maybe we might have opportunity to still continue this, but really, because of time, I will not want to.
Because of time, I
Is there any,
totally
if
understand.
you have
Let
a
me see.
portfolio, repost the portfolio, please. If you posted portfolio,
Yes, please.
send if you have
Hmm.
portfolio. Somebody is asking, and if there's no portfolio,
Let me just review one more content
yeah, I think you
so that we
mentioned
can just move.
the other time. If your name was mentioned before to comment that you are here, comment on the group so that we can go to your content fast. And if there's nobody, please just pick one and let's move.
Okay, so the last content I'm going to review, I want the person to be here. So if you've already sent your content before, can you just send a quick message to the group? Okay, check wins. That's what I'm going to check. Can you tag your content? Please just tag your content as fast as possible so that I don't have to scroll up again. Okay, then I'm going to pick the Ebziba Gabriel.
Okay.
I'm just going to go through one of your content and just tell you one of the things you can improve in a very fast manner. Network. Okay. Okay, maybe I should just pick this. Oh wow. I never believed I could do this. I could do it. Epsiba, this is a good hook. Why? Because it sparks curiosity. One of the ways you can write effective hooks is to ensure your hook either sparks curiosity, right? Or how will I say it? Counter a popular belief. Okay. So I like this hook, but then just checking your content, I can say that the formatting is not well done. Okay. This paragraph is too long and it bores the eyes, which I totally understand because when I started out on I did the same mistake, so I can relate to you, right? But next time try to ensure that you break each part. Like for example, you said I was an SS1, blah blah blah, content writing and ghost writing at the tender age. I feel there should be like a white space here. Like you should give a space before this next paragraph. Okay. So this is a storytelling article which I really love. But one of the things I want to say as well, Epsiba, is that this story is quite long. In as much as it is interesting, you know what I said earlier, people's attention span is quite slow. So if you are going to tell stories, ensure that it is short, concise, and fun. Okay, you could have gone through this content one more time and tried to reduce it. Epsiba, one of the things I said as a rule of thumb on LinkedIn is that try as much as possible to keep your content under 1,100 characters. It helps a lot, right? So one of the things I would say the formatting could have been better. You could have like since it's storytelling, bullet point or listicles may not really work effectively, but you could have ensured that there was enough white space or enough like spacing between each paragraph. Okay, let me go to the call to action button. Oh wow. Epsiba, another thing here is that there is no call to action button here. Okay. I am rooting for you. Step out from the zone you've locked yourself in and explore. I'm rooting for you. Beautiful. I love it. Okay. You're trying to encourage people. But then always remember every post should have a call to action button, even if it means introducing yourself and telling them they should follow you. Okay. So this is an example of a post that doesn't have a call to action button. You should be able to say something like, were you able to relate to my story? Have you had an experience like this before? Share in the comment section. If you don't have a call to action like that, just tell them that, oh, hello, I'm Exiba, I'm a content writer. Follow me to get more valuable posts like this. Okay. So there was no call to action here, Exiba. So two major things, let me just rephrase. Formatting, call to action, and the longevity of this particular post. Okay. So, Pelumi, should we check one more or should we end this section right now?
If we don't, somebody is saying there's a portfolio on it and I can't see it. If there's a portfolio, at least, if there's a portfolio, drop the link now, please. And review. If we don't get a portfolio, we'll do just one more and leave. Is there a portfolio? Somebody just said there's a portfolio. Why can't I'm only seeing LinkedIn everywhere. Okay, nobody's answering. Please
So,
pick one more and let's move on.
okay, I want to pick this Winston, because he was actually trying for me to check, and I would love to check as well. So, Winston, if you are here, let me know you are here so that we can know whether to check or we should move on. Oh wow, this is a post with Not so bad formatting as I can see. Oh, so you shared directly to this post, which is beautiful. Then I'm just going to get straight to the post. He said, I don't even think you know why I even do what I do. Okay. Now, one of the things I would say that this is a beautiful hook. It is nice, but it is not compelling enough. Okay. I don't even think you know why I even do what I do. One of the things you should realize about people is that in as much as they love you and they care about you, some people really do not care about you on LinkedIn because they don't know you. Now, imagine I am new to LinkedIn and I say something like, oh, I don't even think you know why they will ask you like, okay, I don't know you before. Like, just imagine somebody is scrolling through your like they are scrolling through their feed and they see your content. I'm like, okay, I don't know which thing before, so I cannot really relate. Okay, in as much as this hook is actually nice, I feel like it could have been better, right? But I think it's important that you know why this is so important to me. So let's get into it. My family, okay, okay. I landed the country government, okay. I want to work with the grid, okay. Make sure. Okay, this is a beautiful story which I like. Number one, let me tell you, your formatting was actually not that bad because after each two paragraph, you were leaving space, which was a very beautiful one, right? And you were telling a story here. Okay. So yeah, just like I said, the hook is not so hooking enough. It could have been improved. The formatting is not that bad, right? However, one of the things I will also say is that in as much as this is a beautiful story, I try to digest some of the stuff, which is beautiful. You were talking about your mom, then your progression to like landing jobs, then sharing content. I feel like it could have been more concise. Okay, it could have been more concise. Because of time, one last thing I want to talk about is that I like your call to action button. Like, what insight do you wish you had known earlier in your career to put? This is a nice, relatable call to action. I love it. If I read through your post and see this call to action, I will have something to say. However, I feel the story should have been more concise because I feel like there were a lot of details that were running off. Like, each detail was not leading to another in my own perspective. But this is truly a nice content, but it could have been improved. And also, when I talk about it being concise, I feel if the length was reduced just a bit, it could have been more enjoyable and a lot of people would have read it more. Okay. So thank you, Winston, for sharing this particular post. So Palumi, I
Yeah.
am
It's 9:01 and I really don't want to keep people here beyond 2 hours.
I
So
am actually true.
there's a link on portfolio. I'm thinking in my head what we can do. Maybe you can I don't know, maybe just have something personal for that person that has a portfolio because I really don't want. Do I want us to learn too? But guys, I maybe we'll do it fast tomorrow or something, but I don't want to keep you guys beyond this time. Dorcas, thank you so much. This is really an insightful session. Myself, I have learned and we are grateful. Thank you guys. I'm glad you got value. But more important is the fact that you should implement. Tomorrow we are going to, you don't want to miss it. I won't say more than that. I told you that today will be better than yesterday, and you can see that it was. So when I say tomorrow will be better, I'm not trying to whine you. Precious will be here. If you've been under any of Precious session, you know that it's banger. I would also be telling you tools to use, tools that I use, tools you can use to generate leads. If you want to generate a lot of leads, 1,000 leads, 100, 10, 3, whatever, I'm going to show you tomorrow. So it's not even a time to miss. Okay. So see you guys tomorrow. If you have questions, drop it on the group. Please, I think Doka said I don't know what she said you should drop on the group. Please don't bombard DMs except you want to give her money. Don't bombard DMs. Me too. Don't bombard my DM with links, please. Except we have interactions or conversations around this. Thank you so much for your time. See you guys tomorrow. Dorcas, once again. T for thanks. Thank you so much. All right, guys. We'll see each other tomorrow, 7
You're
p.m.
welcome. Thank you so much as
African.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, bye. I'm going to end this now.